Yeah, I was reluctant to do coaching because I just didn't really know what to expect. I hadn't really ever known anyone that had done this type of coaching, and although I was very interested to see what it would be about, I just wasn't quite sure. And I honestly didn't know, like, was I a good candidate for coaching, or who does coaching? And then also, I think there's always a little bit of reluctance about cost, which, before I started with John, I didn't even know how much coaching costed or anything like that. But I think mostly it was just kind of, I wasn't connected with anybody that did coaching, and so I just was unsure about where it would take me or what would go on and what kind of a time commitment was involved and all those kind of things. My first session with John was really great. We instantly had a connection, and he was just very easy to talk to. And we started off, just getting a little background about one another, which was really nice. So I didn't feel like it was completely one-sided, me just, spilling my guts. I also knew a little bit about him and how he came to this place of coaching, wanting to help people in this way, and how John, truly believes in what he's doing and feels like he has a special gift to offer people with his coaching. So that was wonderful. And then what I also really liked was that John is very organized and had everything laid out very clearly about what I should expect, what was expected of me in terms of some documents that John put together for his clients in order to get to know us a little better, I think, and then also just to kind of have an outline of the type of work we would be doing. Yeah, the first session was great. I immediately kind of let him into what I had going on with my life at this point and what kind of things I was looking to work on during our time together. And I feel like he really kind of just took that and ran, and we kind of dove right in. Before I started with John, I was having a lot of anxiety about my direction and just a lot of things going on in my life, having 2 small children and trying to balance that with running a business and actually having a couple of different business opportunities presented to me. I was just very overwhelmed, and I needed some help kind of sorting through my options and some different issues I was having and struggles with, where do things fit for me and the life that I want to create for myself. John really helped me to start seeing, some of the things that were in my way, that were blocking me. One of the main things was this kind of inner critic that I have had for a long time, and I don't think ever really realized that I was kind of self-sabotaging myself in my head. And so with his help, I was able to kind of recognize when this is happening and kind of stop it and continue, to have more clarity in my thoughts and help me kind of put that voice out of my head so that I could focus on what I really needed to focus on. So that was part of it. And then also just John helped me to prioritize, in the decisions that I was trying to make, what kind of actions need to be taken, what kind of tools I can use to help me make those decisions, and really help me to continue to value myself, my contributions to my family and my children, all while trying to run my business. So it was very helpful to have that other perspective to help me see all the things that I was accomplishing and that I wasn't just running around in circles, even though sometimes it feels that way. There's actually been a lot of small changes that I have made in myself, just, I guess, being aware of my own criticisms and also maybe making some excuses about things I think my work with John helped me to call these things out and recognize them. And then also another outcome that I had from starting this process with John is to get myself into therapy, which has really been helpful. And just kind of working with him, I realized that would be helpful for me as well. I was getting very bogged down in the emotional, side of things. And it's been helpful to have some outlet for that and talk to somebody to then be able to kind of keep my mind clear when I'm trying to do the other work that John and I had spoken about. So as far as outcomes, I'm still working on a lot of things, which I think that's the point, to keep working on things. So I haven't reached, a final ending point by any means, but I'm looking forward to keeping on track with and listening to all the previous recordings, to kind of keep digging in and working on, the outcome that I want to see eventually. When you have a session with John, it's really energizing, I would say, is one of the best words for it. But typical things, is that we would kind of touch base, talk a little bit about what's been going on with me since the last session. So he kind of gets an update on what's evolved since we last spoke. And then, really, I feel like he's very good at kind of prodding with some questions to get you to talk about, kind of what you've been thinking about or what you feel like you are wanting to work on for this week or this session. So there's just kind of a conversation that happens, and I would say that he is not kind of the type that's going to tell you what you should do or what you shouldn't do, but just kind of keep at you, asking and working through things with you so that you can kind of come to these conclusions yourself and really have a little bit of an aha moment, or more than one usually, in a session about maybe the steps that you need to be taking or the direction you should be going. And so, it's really like a conversation with a close friend and somebody that you can trust and kind of nudge. It's a gentle nudge in the direction that you have basically laid out already that you're looking to go, but he just helps you see it better because you're usually so clouded up in your own thoughts. I haven't really ever done coaching or therapy much until now, so one thing that I would definitely say is that John just immediately feels like a confidant, like makes you feel very comfortable and that you can trust him with, a lot of details that maybe you haven't shared with other people or feel like sharing. And something about his manner, it just makes you feel comfortable and easy to talk to him. So that's one thing I would say that to me seemed really, really great.